We need to show that these two triangles are congruent, and then we have to find all of the missing side lengths and angle measures. And so I think the best thing to do is to consider the transformation or the series of moves that you would need to take to get one of the triangles to the other. So if we had ABC and it was the original triangle, and then we needed to go to DFE, because that would be the corresponding angles, the thing that I would consider doing actually is flipping or reflecting over the y-axis, because then you would get a shape that looks something like this. Be up here, and then you would move that shape down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So after you reflect it, you could move it down 5 units, and then they would be right on top of one another, and having some tracing paper works really well to do that, just like we did in our first unit. And so as I mentioned, we have to make sure we're keeping track of those corresponding angles. So I'm going to start using some color changes here to indicate that. So angle D is going to correspond to angle A, and so that means that angle's A measure is going to be 34.7. And then likewise, we have angle B, and it's going to correspond to angle E, and the measure of angle B then is going to be 36.9 degrees. And finally, we have angle C and F, which are corresponding angles, and that means that C is also 108.4 degrees. Now, if we're going to go in the other direction with our corresponding side lengths, the longest side of the triangle is AB and DE, so that's going to be 5 units. And then the shortest side of the triangle is BC and EF, so that's 3 units. And then we only have one side left, so that leaves us with DF, and that is 3.2, because that would correspond to AC.